Thank you so much. The guys who've got some airtime, are you sharing with your friends, Amma? Amma, they should have responded faster. Thank you so much. All right, so I'll hand over the program to whoever will start it.
Yeah, short. Hi everyone. Well, Nicola Soprano.
Thank you so much. The guys who've got some airtime, are you sharing with your friends, Amma? Amma, they should have responded faster. Thank you so much. All right, so I'll hand over the program to whoever will start.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. How are you? How are you guys doing? Hi everyone. Well, Nicola Soprano.
Thank you so much. The guys who've got some airtime, are you sharing with your friends, Amma?
Reina, unatuitisha sauti yako. Copyrights. Anyway, good morning. How are you guys doing? I don't know, mchanga, sijui niwaonyesha. Because for those of us who have joined our webinar sessions pale Sato, najua mnanijua, si ndio? Mnajua autograph stuff. I have a full box of goodies. So sijui mbona mnakaa mmeboeka, kama you guys are surprised. Mko poa? Okay, sawa. All right, so thank you everyone for making time. So before we even start the program, I would like to introduce Andrew Masila to make the Safaricom introductions, and then we'll proceed from there.
Thank you, Joan. Makofia Joan, iko wapi? Thank you. So morning, we're excited to be here. Regards to your faculty for inviting us. And thank you, students, for joining us. I think mine will be very brief now. It's just to introduce George. I know it is not courteous to invite yourself. Ideally, you should have had the JKUAT team, but George needs to leave, but he's excited to speak to us. He's the CIO at Safaricom. So George, I've primed you, so come say hi, then you'll be invited officially.
Good morning, how are you guys doing? It's my first time here, so please, I hope both locally and internationally, but I don't know how come today there's so much pressure, but I think it's because I'm speaking to some of the most brilliant and smart minds in Kenya and on the continent. And I don't want to do a lot of BS or stuff. I just want to go straight to it. I think at Safaricom, we're extremely excited to be here. We spent a better part of the morning with your faculty, and it's just so exciting to hear the great things you're doing. I think one of the things I've noted in the last 11, 12 years in recruiting is if you're looking for great tech talent, JKUAT is one place where you will get it. I think it's more interesting that in my senior leadership team, at least I know 2 people who went to JKUAT, and today I'm hearing about more. So that just says that, oh, you Rufus as well. I wonder you're here. Rufus is in charge of our enterprise architecture. And so that just says so much about this university and the quality of education, the quality of interactions, and the quality of challenges and issues that you face. I also know sometimes when I face other challenges, which I won't mention, they also still come back to JKUAT. And so I think if you're not giving people opportunities to be productive, sometimes they can also cause you a headache. But I'm hoping through this handshake today, you guys will cause me a lot less grief in terms of airtime heists and things like that. And when you see it starting, you can drop me a small note to say a heist is about to begin. Because a heist keeps us up for many hours trying to recover the loot. But I think four big things that I'd like to mention. I really have to leave. We were to be here from 8 to 10. I think number one is, Safaricom has a new vision to be a purpose-led technology company. Now, what does that mean? We've been a telco with M-Pesa, really. So GSM, when you think about Safaricom, you think about mobile, you think about data, you think about fiber, you think about M-Pesa. But we've posed in our new CEO, Peter Ndegwa, last year, and I was part of the team that came up with a new vision and mission, that we want to be a purpose-led technology company. So what does that mean? When you think about big technology companies, who comes to mind? Who comes to mind? I hear Microsoft. Who else? I'm hearing Apple, I'm hearing Facebook, I'm hearing Google. Now, we hope by 2025, when you think about big tech, you also think about Safaricom. Now, that means that we need a lot to do, and a lot of it will really require partnerships with this institution. I was mentioning that I often go to Silicon Valley, and I was there in November. And one of the biggest things you find in Silicon Valley is you find big tech and academia together. And very great things come out of Silicon Valley. It's not just opportunities for students out of this universities there to get work, but actually startups, great tech companies and products, R&D and innovation is happening. And I think we recognize that we've not had the type of partnership with academia that we should have. And I'm very delighted that we have a Safaricom team here that's so diverse, as you'll hear them, not just in technology, in big data, HR, brand, PR. We actually are launching this engagement here at JKUAT, that we are committing that as part of our journey to be a great tech company, we also want to be a great tech partner for academia, and the journey starts here at JKUAT. The second thing is, when we look at the talent and skills that we require to really compete in the tech space, as we look at new technologies, machine learning, AI, IoT, a lot of new open source capabilities that we need to deploy, we struggle at times to get the right skills. And so many times we find ourselves going overseas. Now that could be for a number of reasons, but as we spoke with your faculty, we began discussing how we can provide real industry problems to you as you study. And so by the time you're graduating, you're not coming in so green into the workforce, you're actually coming in when you've actually begun solving real problems. Now, at Safaricom, we say we delight and we interact with about 40 million Kenyans a month. Now, you can imagine if you work with us and partner on a solution, it's not just a solution that you are hoping one day it may have an impact. One of the most exciting things that my team and I deal with is the problems we solve, the solutions we develop for our business. You actually see them in the market in a few hours or a few days. And I'll tell the team here has been part of building a lot of the apps you see on Safaricom store, Safaricom app, a lot of the products you see on billboards. And we want to invite you onto that creative journey by recognizing that we are not the ones who know the best. We don't have all the best ideas. But I think if we can collaborate together with you, we can actually be able to deliver services and products that can actually help us achieve our vision of transforming lives. The fourth thing is really around research. I think one of the greatest things that academia and an institution like us can do is really being able to dedicate time into research. Now, for many of us, research is something that we are just running, trying to get things done, meet our key performance indicators for the quarter, for the year. But I think setting where you can actually commit a lot of time to do research. We have on towers, on how people interacted, on some great things that come out of there that actually even build not just new products, but even new industries. So I think this partnership, and last but not least, I think we need to also keep well grounded. And one of the things was a leadership training the last 2 days, and the team was asked to identify some traits about me that they like, and they said that I make work fun. Now, I think the best way I can make work fun is interacting with you guys. And I was discussing with Andrew whether we're going to come here really dressed up.
I think, how do you guys rate today? Am I doing an A or a B? A hapo, nimejaribu. So I hope you guys can help me not just be young at heart, but young in all that I do. Realizing actually, I joined campus over 21 years ago. So I think I need quite a bit to stay grounded on what's relevant, because sometimes you can be thinking you're building the right solutions and that you understand what's happening. Like if you took our ground, it's a bit different. So I think when we hear from you, Kenya is really a young country. You're the one.
Direction. My last thing is, as part of our journey to transform lives and my own personal mission is really about helping people reach their full potential. Now, that does not mean necessarily working in Safaricom, but I think if in one way or another, this interaction can kind of be a stepping stone for you or a guide to you becoming the best that you can be in whichever area. It may not be in tech. I think we'll have done something bigger than anything that Safaricom produces, because you as an individual, the impact you have is not just in your family, but in your community and society. And who knows, you look at the big tech companies where the Mark Zuckerbergs came from, the Bill Gates and all that. We could be sitting with the next Mark Zuckerberg and Bill Gates in this room. And if we play any role in just putting one stone in helping you reach your maximum potential, then that for me will be success in this program. Thank you so much, and I look forward to interacting with you. Thanks.
Thank you so much, George. Now, we want to have JKUAT staff introduce themselves and introduce us. But simgeni wanakuja na nini? Na zawadi, si ndio? Kaskari hivi, kaunga. So as we have the JKUAT representative, wacha nichukue sukari yangu hapo. 1 minute. So this is to the JKUAT representing us and for organizing this.
Thank you very much. So our team, our visitors from Safaricom, my colleagues from JKUAT, our other partners, students, good morning. I think I'm not new to any of you. I've interacted with the team from Safaricom. Let me start by thanking George for taking time to come and be here with us. And also for giving me something. This, I at least expected this, that's why I'm also, don't know whether I should, first of all, thank them for giving me this or I should continue talking. But I'm happy, at least from my last few days with through my interaction with the Safaricom, I've learned they are fast mover in very many things. They reached out to us, we held a meeting, and they didn't want this to go over a long period of time before we actually had an event like this one. But in fact, we met over a week ago. So the only thing which gave me a challenge was securing a venue. I'm happy to our friends from corporate communications. I likely found this venue to be free today. So I just told them, you can have the event today on 25th. And true to their word, we planned, there is what we circulated to you. So through our engagement and the discussions we had in the morning, we feel as a school, we have your two CODs here, Dr. Nero and Mr. Tiongo. See, this is a journey we need to work together. Because for us, with our over 40,000 students in the university, we feel as much as we recruit, there is also the opportunity we offer to you in terms of incubating your ideas. We need other partners to come on board. So at this point, there is a saying which is said that if you would want to walk fast, you walk alone. But if you would want to go far, you walk together. So as a school, like it has happened, we would want to work with many like-minded people like Safaricom, so that we continue creating opportunities and making you giving your best. Going forward, technology is going to be, technological innovations are going to be the in thing. Right now, people are moved from real estate to technology because technology is what is revolutionizing every other sector, from mining to medicine to everything. Like now, you can't be certain. You may think there is the much you are trying to do, but just at the flash of a button, somebody comes with an innovation. What you are doing. That's what happens. Investment in terms of the taxis, but they reap from the innovation. So to me, this is welcome. Just like George has highlighted, we'll work with you, with Safaricom. They have assured us they are not used to those that much bureaucracy, like you find in some government agencies. For them, we conceive something, we discuss it, we agree, like some of the action points we have talked about. Thereafter, we should be able to operationalize and make them see the light of the day within the shortest time possible. We don't want to leave anybody behind, whether you are in your, like the students who are doing engineering in your 5th year, our students, if you are in your 1st, 2nd, or 3rd, or 4th year, we don't want to keep so much time talking about saying we'll make this work after the next election. We'd want to have everything for everybody. And that's why we would want to move fast with the things we are discussing for our postgraduate students, for the students who have just joined us, so that we have everybody win. It should be a win-win situation to Safaricom, because there is what George has told you, they have big data sets. They also have challenges which they can, or problems which we can help them solve. Some of you, we have been struggling with you to even get internships, to also, so especially when you get to your 4th year, some of you, we find it difficult to even supervise you do projects. I would wish we get to a point whereby we even have, I would wish to even supervise you with somebody from the industry, and we come up with an innovation which can even spur and transform things out there. I think since we are constantly with you, I don't want to continue talking beyond this. We are behind schedule. So let me say, I would be happy to see these deliberations in the course of this day. We do this openly with a clean heart. There will be a session for you to interact with the team from Safaricom. There are many. There are those who are wearing branded jackets like Andrew here, like the one they have given me. But there are others who are seated everywhere. They are even amongst you. So you'll have time to interact with them, share with them their experiences, what technology do for you. And then other ideas, then we carry everybody on board, and then everybody will be happy at the end of the day. So thank you very much. And once again, thank you for this.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I would also like to have met the rest of your team before we get to meet the rest of ours.
So at this point, we are the representatives from JKUAT. We have our CODs, Dr. Lawrence Deru, is the Chairman Department of Computing. He is 2 months or so into that office, but I think we have seen him, he has been lecturing. We also have Mr. Francis Thiongo, COD, Department of Information Technology. We also have my other colleagues here. We have Mr. Philip Boyer, he's a lecturer in the Department of IT. He has been instrumental in this. He is even our contact person. He's the one who brought this team to us. We also have some other friends. We have Dorothy Wawira. She's the one who is ensuring, she's in charge of social media. She's the one who is here to ensure that this event is streamed live to even other people who are unable to join us here. We also have Jim Maina. Jim Maina is from corporate communications. He's here to also take photos, also ensure that this is publicized. And other people from JKUAT, including our support staff from the office. And also the ones who arranged this venue for us. So I think that's basically the people. And also we have Shem Kariuki. Shem Kariuki, I think you always meet him here. He's the person who is ensuring that this is well screened and supporting us with the public address system. So I think that's all from me, John. Thank you very much. I'll also not stay for long because I had some other engagements, but I felt I needed to stay around so that I start this off. But I'm happy to see that students have shown. Continue also encouraging your other friends to join us. The venue is big enough. We even have a foyer. We even have some other places. So even if we have the entire university students coming here, we'll see how to accommodate them. But those who are unable to join us, tell them to follow this up through the JKUAT YouTube channel. And also there is a Zoom link with, I think, Dorothy circulated. So thank you.
Thank you so much for the introductions and for hosting us. Now, at this point, we'd like to meet the Safaricom team and to lead us in the introductions. Karibu sana, Andrew.
Thank you. I hope you guys are excited so far. Are you? Who's excited? Let me see your hands. Everyone raise your hands. Yeah, so they are working. Yeah, so you're excited. Thank you. But I learned that in the leadership session we were with George. That's one of the things we were taught. So this thing is going to be massive. I mean, you seated there, just think about it. Who's going to develop the next M-Pesa, the next big thing? That's what we are talking about. Who's going to develop the next thing, big thing for Safaricom or for Kenya? Because when we are discussing, actually, this is not only for Safaricom. What you're doing, we're actually growing capability to impact on the whole world. So this is actually an exciting opportunity. And just to give you a feel of what is going to come, of course, we've talked a lot about the overall frame of the engagement. We'll be having similar sessions. You'll be seeing some of us, including George, coming to your lecture rooms. And we'll actually be having guest lecture sessions on what we are doing at Safaricom, what is happening in the world, exciting things like cryptocurrency, the metaverse. So those are things now we want to build with you guys. But for today is actually an introduction session, just to introduce what has been launched by George and Mr. Kimwele. Basically, we'll be talking about recruitment. And I have my recruiters, chief recruiters, Chris and Francis, please stand up. These are the guys who recruit at Safaricom. So we are ready. If you have your CV, whatever, today is the...
So the guys who hired right? And I can't talk about meetings, their chats. Charlotte, please stand up. So that's our head of big data, and we are saying we have data. Can you guys help us figure out the problems in the society? But she'll talk more about it when she actually comes to speak. Then we have, maybe I can request the rest of the team, the innovation team, minus Janet to stand up. So the rest of the team, including Joanna, who is here. Yeah, and a special mention to Lucas. So he's leading our enterprise architecture. We are looking to build the next digital architecture. So if you're into architecture, that's the guy. Go fast on that. For the rest of the team, I know my son is going to come and speak. My son, raise your hand up. I don't know, is she talent engineer, talent expert? I don't know, she'll tell you that she's the main person doing tech talent. Then we have the rest of the team. There's Karen, there's Eunice, you can see Joshua. Who else am I missing out? Jude, yes, there's Jude. There's Edna as well, and there's Eunice. Eunice is also there. So, coffee call. The conceptor, the most important person. If you get into Safaricom, that will be a key person to know. So, coffee call. Then, there is Rosemary. So that's, I don't know, that's our, can I call it innovator talent hunter? Rosemary is kind of a yeah. Makofi. Okay. There's the person who actually brought us together and this initiative in charge of factory innovation, and she's one who introduced us to the university, and we're excited to actually come here. So Janet, she prefers to be in the background, but stand up and not something to say is really want to be present. I remember if I can give you a story. I remember seated in this room a couple of years ago, doing induction to various universities. So I actually started at Judah. I'm an alumni here, and most of the rest of the leadership team, as well as and as I was seated here, actually it's interesting. We did the induction, and then the next week I was here for a lecture, which was development studies. We still have lectures here, we don't. But I remember that time, some days I was seated there at the back, but those were all days, at least now we have more weeks for lectures. But the moral of the story is, you seated there, you have potential and opportunity to be the next, and we not better into the future. So from a personal story, I know this is a university that generates great talent, and that's why we say in this partnership with universities, then JKUAT is not alone. The great talent we have is from JKUAT. So when you seated right there, feel inspired that something great that we come up with. And in this case, we say, at Safaricom, we don't know everything. And that's why we do, like George mentioned, we get interesting engagements from youth, and we're saying, can we use actually our brains to impact on the society? And over and above the activities we're going to be doing, we'll also be venturing into mentorship and coaching, and because ethics is also very key as we go to artificial intelligence, graduate to artificial level of intelligence, then ethics and how we communicate with the world is very key. So, based on the team, I won't say much. I think the rest of the team is going to speak. Maybe we'll talk about the big data space. We'll also talk about innovation. There's a program, maybe don't like the word so much, it's called Women in Technology, but in our case, the same thing. It's being led by women leaders at Safaricom, but it targets all kind of students, both male and female. So those are the main areas we're going to talk about, but of course, your recruiters will also talk to you on what to do, because we do have a form that will come up later. We want you to fill in your details. We'll start the interviews actually today. So as we're seated there, we'll start the interviews as well. We've seen Janet from the innovation space. If you have an idea that you think can go like just go and have a chat with Janet. We'd like to pick some of those to see what is possible. We're still at the framework, it's work in progress. But I mean, to build such a team is not easy. So since you're around, feel free to also bounce some of the ideas and see how to progress from there. So maybe Duncan, can you come to say something? Okay, we have Duncan, he's also I've been home to Safaricom, he'll tell you about himself, and then John can continue the rest of it.
Okay. So, good morning, everyone. So happy to be here. So, go through and we think pretty sure just to try and talk to the students, see how we can work together, make sure that we have a guide in terms of as you pursue your studies, what is out there help you help you pass change your lives, change your life, change the lives of people around. So my name is but I think some part of the work once you partner with this,
Sometimes I think it's one team we left out, a very important team. Our plan is civil team, entity number team is standard. So we can see the one that does the base caravan. So we're going to convert these caravans into official caravans. So thanks for being in the team.
Thank you. As you said, we're here to launch the event. This is just the beginning. We hope to see more of you guys. We also hope to see more of us, as we come to the mentorship session, as we do the hard coding, the supervision. Speaking of supervision, and being a supervisor, something. And then we can. The new supervisor, I know who will talk to me. I don't even. Yeah. So now here I have some good news. You see, kuna watu niliona wakifikiria the airtime. Airtime. Sasa nataka get out your phone. Everyone, phones out. Go ready? Nataka mseme moja. So, see you guys don't use the speaking airtime. It's star and go to star, followed by the following 07091889549226 hash. Here 500 Kenya shillings. Make a sound, put this. Make our 41. Nataka mkono angalau wapate hii. Okay. Umeweka sana 41 star. Nisome sasa. All right. 3, 2, 3, 5, 7, 3, 6, 6, 9, 4, 0, 0, 2, 4, 4, 9. Dear. But when you want to be a video, umeweka wangu uko ready? Haya, sawa, narudia. 323566940021449 hash. Haya, makofi kwa nani? Pigeni makofi. Huko nyuma nitakuja sawa, lakini tunaisomea hapo. Sisi tunaangalia
That's just here, please.
Okay, most of them have stayed power. But at this point, I would like to introduce our head of data to give us a few remarks, and then we go to the next session. Is going to be interesting because I will tell you what. Very excited.
What a role of experience. Good morning, everyone. I hope you guys are excited to be here this morning. I think it is indeed a privilege to have Safaricom come to here and tell you about where the world of analytics is going, where the world of IT is going, because that's where you study. So that you hear about it before you actually launch into the corporate world, which is really fantastic. What I intend to do today, when I'm done talking today, you should be aware that data does not exist in isolation. Data is there to be used by business, and businesses actually are efficient and make money because of the use of data, and that's where the big data set comes in. So let me paint a picture of what businesses look like, and what businesses do. For a business, for a business to exist, nine things must be in place. The one is what? The most important thing for a business to exist. What needs to be in place? Customer. So there's something that needs to be sold to a customer for business to actually exist. The second thing that needs to exist for business to actually operate is the product. So you've got the product, you've got the customer. Now that you know the product of the customer, what do you need? The channel to deliver this product to the customer. So channel is the next thing that the business needs in order for the business to operate. Now you've got the product, you've got the customer, you've got the channel to which you the fourth thing is what? Okay. Time. Market. Yes, so you need a market. You could say that your market is the old people, or your market is the younger people. There you go. You have a price. Good. But 50 here. Sorry? Capital. Yes, absolutely. So you need funding in order for you to have a business advance. One more thing, or two things. Yes? You need it? You need a plan. A public plan. Okay. COVID is going away. I really do pray. So not necessarily in 2 years' time we will be talking COVID. But what you also need is employees. It's the people that work to make this product, to create these channels, to take them to the market, to talk to the customers. The last one, which is really neglected, is the partnerships. So businesses need partnerships in order for them to scale and to continue to selling what they are selling to do. All of this need and also spend money as the that into the products, there's data involved. The organization is to say which customers do you need to sell which products to. We don't sell everything to everybody, but we need to be very much segmented and intentional about how we segment our customers. There is a little bit of statistics that needs to take place. The second piece is around the product. We agree that it would not be beneficial for Safaricom to sell you a home loan as a student. So data is used to say which customers are going to sell which set of products. And it goes even further to that, or rather, big data has afforded us an opportunity to go with the segment of the one. That is what we call data personalization. You will not be able, you will not believe that today we can sell you a bundle size for a particular validity that just for you, not anybody else. I'm sure you guys are familiar with JKUAT. That's what JKUAT is about. JKUAT is how we look at your spend behavior, how we look at who you are as a person, what you engage with, and how you use your data to actually personalize an offer to you at the right price that will benefit you. So that is hyper personalization. And then again, we do know that we will not be able to achieve what we are doing in the data space without the right technology and really without an appreciation of how to process this data that you get. And that's where the disciplines of statistics and IT really manage to create not only predictions from our analytics, but actually products that the company can run with. An example of hyper-personalization product that works very well. If you call it in keyword here, in South Africa, it's called just something. That product has sold more than 600 million bundles to customers. And this is personalization. Imagine if you're able to get something that is too scary at the right price point, you begin to feel like actually Safaricom knows me. Safaricom gives me exactly what I need. They don't give me a pricing that is to cover other people, but it's a pricing that is bespoke for me, given where I'm at. So that's the world that we live in. We live in the world where we're looking at the business as a whole, and we say, how can we support Safaricom to segment well? Because when we segment well, we take to market the products that are relevant to the customers, and the customers continue to enjoy the relationship with Safaricom. Also, Safaricom comes to us and say, how do I make sure that my customers actually they get value for money for what they're buying? We build this recommendation engines and personalization with the use of data, using huge amounts of data to make sure that we get you the right price at the right time for the right thing. We find that sometimes something that and this is student, how can we set? Because you'll be able to do your research. So that is big data in its simplest form. I hope that you
Lazima ufanye math. Speaking of how many people are here, we have a registration link. Sijui kama mnaiona. Safaricom Innovation bits.ly/Safaricom Innovation. So enda kwa hiyo link, register. Mimi niliwaambia mgeni anakuja na sukari. Ndio, mshaanza kuona nikipatiana. Okay. What you do with that information is up to you. But just know I have more goodies to give. So make sure you register on that link, tell us the interest. And let's see, build with each other. Hi, Nicholas zingine hapa. I want to drop your mind as we welcome the next speaker. And it's interesting because we are also talking about sourcing talent. I don't know whether you guys noticed, you have the people who hired Safaricom. Actually, Francis hired me with Safaricom. He actually did. So for those of us who are asking questions about the Discover program and how can I become, a Discover trainee, sijasema ni nani, lakini just know Francis hired me as a Discover trainee. Yeah, Francis hired me as a Discover trainee. So if you have any questions about that program, inaonyesha how to ask na atakuja hapa atuambie sawa sawa. Now, the other person who is also very key. If you know during introductions, you have to take notes. These are people who source for talents. And you being in the talent pipeline, you need to wajua na wao wakujue, wakuweke kwa database. You understand? And right about now, I want to niwapatie kwanza ama niwapatie kwanza? Tunataka watu wangu huko nyuma. Sasa nikuja nisome hapo. I want someone at least girl child kwanza. Ni maboys tu wamepata the first two. Alright, let me ask. I'm going to ask a question and then I'll just give you this. What okay. Tell me one thing that George talked about in this program. Just one. Just one. One. This is yours. Just one. Yes. The girl child. Yes. Sorry, you got distracted. I think so. There you go. Thank you. Thank you. As I get more of this thing, I would like to welcome Naisenya Mogai. Just a reminder, we are going to award people from that week for the match from that week. So, if I tell you, you are going to take over. Very sorry, Hi. Hello. Niongee English, niongee lugha gani? Ama mko tu sawa? Kwa nini hamna energy? Sisi tumetoka student center, tumekuja chai na mandazi. By the way, tumeenda tukanunua mandazi ya 30 bob. Tulikuwa tunafikiria tunapatiwa mandazi 3, tukajaliwa mandazi kwa sahani. So, tukawaambia, kwani mandazi yenu ni pesa ngapi by the way? Ni 5 bob ama ni 2 bob? Kama ni hivyo inakuja kumshika kwa hiyo. Uko nje like ni sana. Anyway, my name is Naisenya Mogai. I'm the digital delivery lead in Safaricom. Najua hiyo title ina sound a bit strange, but our CHRO is na stories more by the way sana, so we will allow me to flow with this. Our CHRO anaitwa Paul Kasimo. So chief human resource. So a while back, I studied electrical and telecommunications engineering at Moi University. Currently, I'm doing talent architecture, talent management. My job is to make sure that Safaricom has the right talent, and the talent that we have currently they have the right capabilities to actually transform Safaricom from being a telco to being a tech company by 2025. So if you're wondering how Demo Tech, Demo HR, interesting story. So our CHRO alikuwa anatuambia story. In the tech world currently, are you an Uber driver ama are you a Starbucks driver? So if you are a Starbucks driver, your role kama route yako ni kutoka Kangemi mpaka Tao, for 10 years unakuwa ukidrive from Kangemi mpaka Tao. Haujui vitu vingine. If you are an Uber driver, depending on where the client is going, unaweza pata asubuhi unapata client ako Kangemi anaenda Tao. Tao unapata mwenye anatoka Tao anaenda Kitengela. Mkifika Kitengela anakwambia nielewe na utakwenda Ruaka. So unakuwa na a vast experience in different areas, and that is what currently Safaricom is looking for. Safaricom is looking for E-shaped individuals. So E-shaped the individual mwenye ako na expertise, experience, exploration, na anaweza execute. By execution, we want people who can execute ideas into whatever reality. So the next M-Pesa, the next big thing in tech, the next thing that will transform Safaricom into a tech co. So I'll give an example of some of me. I am in the process of being an E-shaped. I started as a telecommunication engineer. I worked as a network and optimization engineer for 5 years.
Plan around 350 sites in the most marginalized parts of this country. And then Safaricom, once you join Safaricom, you get many advantages. Safaricom started a program called Digital Academy. So the program was basically to upskill the current talent that Safaricom has. So through the program, nikaenda Strathmore, nika learn how to code. Nilikuwa ni I think watu wenye wanafanya telecom hapa mmefunzwa, okay, back then mi si mzee lakini mimi ni mzee kidogo, tulikuwa tunafunzwa sijui C na Java 1 na Java 2 manze, he niliuma soup moto kabisa. So nilikuwa nafikiria I will never be able to become a programmer, but I went into the program and then I learned how to be a mobile and web developer. So after the academy, we were absorbed back. Imagine unapelekwa shule, unafunzwa for 8 months na unalipwa salo. Can you believe it? Unasoma na unapatiwa pesa. Anyway, so tukaenda tukasoma, and then after that I got an opportunity to actually practice bado tu at work. So I was able to work on an app which is currently in use by Safaricom contractors, awa wenye wana connect fiber to the home. So I did that, and then I saw an advert for the current role that I'm working on, and then I applied. So unaona mtu unatoka from being a telecommunication engineer to being an Android application developer to now being a talent architect management. So the message is you can be anything you want to be in this world. Let no one tell you that you cannot. And through the program that Janet has started, we want to partner with the universities, JKUAT being one of them. We want to get the top talent for Safaricom. So the program that we want to start working on is if you're in 5th year, if you're in engineering, or if you're in comp science and you're in 4th year, we want to start a program where in your final year of study, you can come to Safaricom for 6 months. In the 6 months, we take you through an academy. So in the academy, we have identified the rare skills that Safaricom requires for Safaricom to be a tech co by 2025. So skill sets kama UI designer, solution architecture, cybersecurity, data science, data engineering, software engineering. By software engineering, we will focus on backend development. So that is watu wenye watakuwa wanafanya vitu kama microservices and integration. And then the other key skill sets, we are still looking for mobile app developers. So if you're interested in learning Android or iOS, that is a key skill sets we are also looking for. So an interesting thing is some of these skill sets that I'm actually talking about, we don't have those skill sets in the market. Kama when we were looking for a UI designers, we were looking for about 10 of them. It has taken us about 8 months to get 4 of them. The rest, we are still headhunting. So if you're interested in something like, tutakuwa hapa hivi like the entire day. So after this session, you can come and talk to us. We will explain to you what those skill sets are and what you can learn. Like I said, being an E-shaped or a T-shaped individual means you have your depth, like the vertical is what you've studied. Like if you're doing comp science, that is your core. But at the top, what else can you add to make sure that when we are sourcing for the talent, you're actually the best person for that particular role? So if you're in your final year of study, come join us. We will take you through a program for around 3 months. And then the other 3 months, together with Janet, we will give you the projects that you need to work on. And then after that, basically it's internship. You learn and then you execute some of the ideas that we have. And then it's not necessarily that all of you will be absorbed into Safaricom, but also to stay with us. Google are coming, Amazon are here, and there's enough opportunities for all of you. Kwa hayo machache, nimeongea sana by the way, nakuanga na stories. Asanteni sana, and I'm looking forward to seeing all of you in Safaricom. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Naisanya. Mimi ndo mfupi tu peke yangu hapa. Okay. So she has talked about being T-shaped. And sijui kama mmeelewa kile amesema T, the letter T, you know. So T, depth. What are you doing? What were statistics? What were triple E? Wacha niwaambie watu wa triple E, eh?
Mkoa, electrical and electronic engineering. Actually, I have another one that has 4 E's. I have different,
Your T looks like, yeah. So upper juu, what can you do? Yeah. You can ask people to win a mug like Joanne. Okay. That's part of my T. So now, so now we have you registered? Have you? You have, huh? So there's this very nice mug. Chani wafungulie muone. Ni poa sana. Chai moto. Unaenda pale unaekewa kahawa. Ati kahawa ni how much? 10 bob? Ni 20. Si nimekunywa, mbona mnanidanganya? Kuna ya 10. Sasa ni okay. Utaweka 10 ngapi hapa ndo zitoshe? Kadhaa. Alafu una nini? So the winner of this very beautiful mug I am holding here, anaitwa nani? Sonia. Do I have Sonia? Oh my God. Come, girl. Kuja. Here you go. You win yourself a mug. Msifikiria ati tunadanganya. Si mmeona iko? All right. There you go. All right. Someone is winning a bag. And I am looking for Emmanuel. Ati nani? Ni celeb. Emmanuel. Hey, how do you pronounce this one? S-A-N-E. Mnamuitangaje? Aha. It's a laptop bag. Then niko na mug nyingine inamwendea Victor. That's correct, Janet? All right. Congratulations. Oh, ngoja kidogo. Hiyo kwanza tutafungua server. Kwa server. Sasa imesemekana I still have this too. So if you have not registered, make sure you register. And I also have airtime. Mimi kama kuna kitu wasikosi ni hii. Ukiniona hapo nje, okay, sisemi ati mimi ni ambassador wa Safaricom. Please no. Lakini huwa sikosi hii. So more to come. Si mmeiona? Sawa. So at this point, I would like to invite he who gave me an opportunity to be part of Safaricom. That was around 4 years ago. Yeah, just in case you're wondering, I am 4 years ago, 4 years old in Safaricom. And he took a chance on me, but also I fought a battle. And he will tell us more about, talent acquisition, what is the process. Mimi nawaambia, msipouliza maswali ya Discover Trainee Program here and now. Haya. Karibu sana, Francis.
All right, so good morning, everyone. Yeah, so we are double-thrown. T-shaped. So we make sure, you are T-shaped, like Naisenya explained, that you have a very big appreciation of very many skills. However, you have depth in many. So in the process, Joanne, after I did that, I moved. So nowadays I look after capability. And so what I want to do, matters protocol, I will want to invite Chris Karani, who is in charge of talent acquisition. And why it is important that we have Chris speak first is because we handshake with Chris. So Chris will come, do talent sourcing, acquire talent, and then hand over the talent to me. Then I do the capability piece. So let's start with Chris, and then I can come after.
Okay. All right. Hi, everyone. Mkoaje? Mimi ndio sikupata memo ya dress down Friday, but sivaangi hivi on a normal day. So I thought tunakuja kusign MOU, but ni sawa. Yeah, my name is Chris. Like you have heard, I support talent and also talent building. So what that means is that, just a big word that says, I recruit, and when those people coming into the business, I also just plan their development into how they become those T-shaped individuals we are talking about. So I want to talk to you about two things. One is how you join Safaricom. And then number two, which I think a lot of people have talked about, is why. Yeah. So how, we have, I would say 4 ways, yeah, which some of you already know. One of the ways is direct entry. So you've had all these people, some people are experienced, they already have the experience, they know how, they have been working in previous companies, for instance, and they want to get into the business. So if you have, say, for instance, a manager, IT, then they will come. They will come, we will interview them, and we will take them through the process. So I want to explain to you a little bit so that you know how it works. So but they're usually very interesting because even
simple things like you can download the CV, then I have them in a folder. I have, say for instance, another job, I have 300 applicants. sometimes I when I'm doing them, it's very interesting because some people even the way you name your CV, like a CV1 and a CV2. So kwa hiyo list yangu ya 400, niko na kama 20 na nita CV1. Yeah, so you see some things, they just, how we do shortlisting, and when you're doing shortlisting, it's
actually fast work. If you really need to do 400, to go through 400 profiles and make sure that you have read each and everything, you need to have packaged your CV in a way that nikiangalia nitajua this is the person I'm looking for. By within 3 or 5 seconds, I already know that you're a good fit. So we will have that session later to just see how can you package your CV so that then it grabs the attention of the person who is looking it. Yeah, but the initial thing I would just say, name your CV properly. Usiti ati Bazoo 2020, just put your name. Just say, yeah, your full name, Christopher Karani, maybe IT manager, current, something like that. Yeah. So you can even attach your name and also because you're applying to specific jobs, you can even put the name of the role that you're applying to. It makes it really easy and shows seriousness. You have had this thing that says first impressions. That's what it is. Yeah, it goes a long way. Yeah, so we will receive your CV, we will shortlist. Then based on obviously what my manager is asking for, we will give them a list of people that we think are good for that profile. They will look at those profiles once more, and then they will tell us, invite for me these 5 people or these 10 people for an interview. So you go through the interview. In some situations, you will do 3 interviews. In some situations, you will do 2. For some of the tech roles, we'll even take you through a codility assessment that we are alluding to earlier. So the quality assessment is just a technical assessment. So it depends with which job you're applying to. But the good thing is that for all these jobs that you're applying to, we will let you know what the process is. So I just wanted to go through that a bit. Then the next way you can get into, that's part 1. So that's direct applications. The next one is Discover. So Discover is what we call our graduate program. So Discover is, let me call it like a fast-tracked leadership path. Yeah, if I can use that word. But basically what we do is a 24 months intense program. So when you apply, we really take you through an intense capability building. So by the time you're finishing that 24 months, you are in a situation to take on larger responsibility roles. Yeah. So that is why you even find the Discover selection process is a real stretch. So for instance, right now, I don't know how many people have applied to the current one, but you're going to be doing assessment centers in mid-March. Yeah. So, and it's a whole process. So you see the link, you apply for the job, we do the initial shortlisting, like I have mentioned, we take you through the codility assessments. Then we call you into that assessment center. It's a full day affair where we give you different assessments to just test how well-rounded you are. Yeah, so we will take you through group work where you test how you interact with people. We give you a case study to just check how your analytical thinking and how you analyze situations. We take you through one-on-one interview so that we also see your personality and you interact with the manager who is interviewing you. So it's an intense process. But then what we guarantee the people that when we pick through that program is that we will take you through a fast-tracked capability program that will make you have the readiness in 24 months. Yeah, so that's the second way you can get into Safaricom. The third way is internship, which was talked about just a bit a while ago. So internship, so we have moved our tech internships from the 3 traditional months to 6. And the reason we're moving it to 6 is so that you can have enough time to actually practice your craft. So by the time you are leaving that program after those 6 months, you not only have obviously the experience, but you actually have practical know-how. And you can actually, even if we don't pick you on board as Safaricom, you're gonna go out and apply for a role and say, by the way, within that 3 months, I actually got a specific skill that I can put on my CV and say that I actually know this stuff. The other thing that we have also done is our internship for those 6 months, we have really made it specific. so that then we have an intern coming to do IoT or machine learning or UI UX. Yeah. So if you do that for 6 months, by the time you're finishing, you have that proper expertise to be able to, and you can put that skill on a CV. You can talk about it in your new role, on your new engagement, and you can actually really put it into practice. The fourth and last one is what you're calling a apprenticeship program. So this apprenticeship program, so we realize, so we have a big mandate as a Safaricom to actually develop people. Yeah. So we have a big mandate to develop people. So what you're saying is our internship, our discover, our direct entry is not enough in terms of just reaching out to as many people as we can. So our apprenticeship looks at how can we reach out, for instance, to 1,000 people in 1 year, yeah, in terms of building their skill. And that is why some of the reason why we are even here. So the way we will do it is that we will invite you guys to apply for this apprenticeship when it comes up. Yeah. So maybe in the next month or two, we will be putting that out for people to apply. But then we will also categorize this just the way we do with internship. We will say we are doing apprenticeship for, say, for instance, IoT or machine learning, depends with the track that we are following. And we'll take you through that program. It's actually a free training program that will take you through, and we'll identify who is going to train, where it's going to be trained on, and we take you through that program. We'll engage you with, like, practical work, so that then by the time you're finishing that particular section, you're actually ready. Yeah. And this is just our way of saying, how do we help you guys develop marketability skills? So it's a skill that even after you finish that 6 months program, you're actually able to either work for Safaricom based on the opportunities that are available, but also have a skill that you can actually go out and speak to potential employers about. Yeah, so those are the 4 ways. Any questions? I know there's usually some questions around entry, how you can get into Safaricom, but I'm happy to hear any questions that you may have. Or what do you think? Yes. Yeah, I know that's, yeah, you wanna go? Yeah.
So thank you. That's another entry into Safaricom. So one of the things we're doing through the innovation and incubation program is we are looking for ideas that could build the next M-Pesa, like I said. So if you have an idea, you can actually have it through the team and we'll pick it up. But really to now qualify what I've said is that, yes, we've started opening those avenues where we could actually consider it as part of incubation, depending on the level on which you've developed. So you can reach out to Janet for more details and we'll keep engaging. So we won't stop today. We'll keep coming back. And we'll do a portal where you can actually drop your idea. And we do encourage that if you have an idea you feel is great, as well, we'd want you to register it as a patent, and we can have our team do it. If it's so, a patent is a novel idea. If it's not, it could just be an addition to our products, in which case we'll just take it through the normal funnel of product development. But one thing we discussed, and we'll actually come back, is we are looking at a gig working economy, whereby you'll find you have a product, and of course Safaricom does many things, where we can actually co-opt you into one of our agile squads, so that now you start working for us, like Chris said, even before coming in. So we'll need to look at your idea, evaluate it, and see where it fits. But yes, we have all those channels and opportunities available from this partnership.
Okay, all right. Thanks, Manu. So, so I got a question just now. that how do we send out, how do we decide which tests to send out? And that question had been asked before, especially on codility. And this applies for both internship and Discover program. So what we have realized is, and Andrew mentioned it a while ago, is we have skill areas that we want to focus on, or that we are looking for talent in. Yeah. So like, for example, this particular Discover that we are running right now, we are focusing on UI, UX, machine learning, and IoT. So we have identified those 3 tracks as areas we want to focus. So as far as the test is concerned, we will then shortlist, do our assessments, and then if you applied, by then you may have seen the experience. You applied, and then we sent you back another form for you to say which of these 3 areas do you want to focus on. So once we get that feedback from you on the areas that you want to focus on, then we'll pick the group that wants to handle IoT, and we'll send you a specific codility test that is going to assess your capability in that area or your readiness in that area. So that's how we choose. Yeah, just to address that question. Is there another question? Yeah.
I was asking, suppose you have a project that you could say you will really want to see it in Safaricom, but you don't have the skill, or maybe the coding, or you're not very good at it. And
yeah, so I will go back to what Andy said. So it's we are getting into what so through the interaction that we have, either through the innovation needs or the interaction that we have with the students, we will truly explore what are these ideas, or we will have what's the actual put together right now is actually a guideline of how that works. Because people ask that question, is it how do we accommodate ideas that are coming into this? So we have to put it together. And some guidelines that you give you a bit more for that. And how can yeah. So what matters is that we have 6 months. So we have a block of 6 months. So it's coming picture, like 70% picture. It's 6 months. It doesn't matter. We do have 6 months to actually complete it. So we normally just if someone has gone through 4 years of studying, they have applied to the country. So we do have so I don't take so much time. Because I look at the program design, I think we still have another opportunity to complete the questions. But just a final point is what And then we are also and then obviously our mandate as HRs to reach that. We are only the second level. We are mental well-being, we are financial well-being, yeah, all that, even the physical well-being, that's something which are happening. We also want to ensure our parents to take care of, so that when we are in the right space, I'm happy to address.
Thank you so much, Chris. I think that really is what you very much interested in how what are they things, and now we're introducing the new one for innovation and animation is also another channel. It's fine. Yeah, wasn't it? And then we were Victor Movie. Wait. This is for you. Have you registered? That's the question number one. Question number two. Have you gone to our social media platforms? I will be the one is later academy. So go to that's Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. You can tag Safaricom PLC. Yeah. The hashtag is SOE, that's Safaricom Open Innovation, that is for week. And the other one, so make sure you have interactions on our social media platforms, and that is what these things are for. Yeah, there is airtime, there is bug in the mark. But this one, I want to give to someone. Dr. David, first of all, I wish you congratulations on your appointment, chairman of the department, and you have this for you.
Thank you so much.
Now, on to the next session of the day. We have our phones. I'll give you let me just start. Phones out. Remember the star one. Watu wa kuload kwa M-Pesa. Mtakusamehe. So star 41 star, you ready? What was this side? Ni kama kuna communication breakdown. Ukitaka nisomee hapo. Okay. Wamesema to give everyone an equal opportunity, lakini nataka nini nishinde sawa? So you put star 141 star, right? And here goes 9497798636813305. Hey, what's your name? Makofi kwake. Yeah, there's a 500. We begin makofi. What is not happening? No, I'm pause. I'm posting issues here. I want to post issues. Okay, I have another. I said two ready. Umeweka star 141. Umeweka. Uko ready? What my girl that girl child. Ama niulize swali mjibu ndio nipatie. Umekataa? Okay. Sawa. Basi my girl kajeni mtweet, ndeni pale Twitter. Niko na credit nyingine na niko na back. Sawa guys. Kama dei. Sawa niko tuanza tuende kazi. 858889027255034. Wiki makoka watu wanunue. Makofi poa, piga makofi. Point, I want to introduce you a lady. She's a lead at Safaricom. She's the powerhouse behind, the webinars. I don't know how many of us doing Safaricom webinars as well. No, you want to go just to encourage you. It's fine. It's okay. I have a day joy. You want to go. I don't know what is the last one about. Anyway, so we normally have webinars, but I know you guys are just shy. Sit up with us for very long, but you never put in your time. So straight to the point. So we normally have webinar sessions where you get to meet the industry leaders, people who actually do this job, and they tell you what it is all about, what it entails. And this is normally powered by Safaricom technology. And as I said, it's not just about the women, it's just because it's women-led, women, I don't say women, but women-led. Yeah, so we normally have those, and she's going to talk about a little bit about that, and what is the next one, and all those very good stuff. So allow me to introduce you, Karen. Begin with a good job. Hi guys. Let me say something. So, again, this is one of the main reasons we really focus on education that we can have the culture as we equip everyone with knowledge to make sure that as we have these education programs, you can definitely see the good evidence in particular courses and classes you have few number of women represented. So one of the biggest questions is why, and one of the answers is probably fear of taking up boys-related courses, and another reason is this courses are going to be hard, and maybe let's say this but that narrative will change the most of the programs. So I'm going to touch on 3 specific programs that we usually do. And as I say that, just notice that there's nothing as important as taking up space in society and cementing yourself in it. So that means as you are wanting to have a career in the society. How do you create that persona that people can relate to? If I'm looking for, but they are a solution architect is Safaricom, and use it with the OGs. Anyway, so what I'm trying to say is that, so how can I, if I see you, I know your name, but what more can I say about you? If I'm looking for an architect, if I start my company, then I know that I have Rufus, an enterprise architect that I can easily hire because I can vote for him. So how do we make sure that we build ourselves and cement ourselves in the society as who we want to be in the future? So one important thing is we have come here, we have talked to you, we have told you all the programs that are there. But there's one thing that if you're looking for a helping hand, there's one at the end of the month. You can support what the high school outreach, where we do Technovation is a program where we have high school students working on ideas, innovative, and coming up with ideas that we normally take them up to Silicon Valley. And actually, there's a year that we became second runner-up. And an opportunity for the girl child in the house, you can be a mentor. So this is a program that you can reach out to us, and then you can know how to participate. How do you start at an early age as you rise with other women who are still young to also rise with you? Then the second program is the Tech Academy. I know that our talent acquisition have spoken about the internship, but specifically the Women in Technology Tech Academy in the technology space. That means there are other internships for other courses. I'm sure there was airtime. People attended the week. Make sure that you spot one at the end of the session for some credits. Anyway, so this program has, but the main one is we want to equip you with the tech skills, and sometimes also we do a bit of soft skills in between the sessions. We want to equip you the tech skills that you have already in Safaricom. So our program is actually a series starting with architecture. We have done mobile and web development. We are actually teaching you with our own developers. You get the programming languages that we use. So that means as you come out of here, when I was applying for Safaricom, I did the interview, and I think that we actually wrote write the code in the programming language of choice, and I did it in Python. And then my first assignment was to write a service in Java. So are you seeing why it's important to attend this webinar series? We get to teach you, we get to learn the actual frameworks that we use, we get to learn the actual language that we use, we get to interact with our own developers, and then we have a Discord channel where we do a continuity plan, and if you need help to work on the project, you have access to our own internal developers. So another reason we also do this program is to ensure that at the end of which, if you engage us, you attend all the sessions, you are added to our database of talents. So So next week is also flexible. On Saturdays, we're going to be submitting your names to Messiah and Francis and Chris. So this is very important because we are also using this forum to reach that pool of talents. And the last session that we had was teaching you guys how to integrate with the presentation. Who knows our exercise development posting? How to integrate with creating possibilities in the. So as you come up with your awesome ideas around the data, awesome ideas, creating the next platform, then we're giving you the possibility to be able to create a payments method easily. We have very simple APIs. We actually have different libraries for different programming languages, and we have a continuation with a channel on Discord where our developers you can engage with them, and they can guide you further into how to go about it. And so that is the reason we do this, and we want you to be part of our upcoming session. So our next session is on 5th March. Please note that we usually start from 9 a.m. to 12, right? 9 a.m. to 12. Yeah, we go maybe up to 1 p.m. So 9 to 1 p.m. Every 2 weeks. So the last session is on Saturday. The next one is on 5th. We are going to target quality and DevOps topic. These are some of the skills that Nesanya is looking for. So that means you come there, you learn what our developers do, and when you come for the interviews, you have that upper hand compared to someone who did not attend our sessions to learn these skills. So thank you so much. I hope to see all of you. We usually share our posters and registration links on Twitter at Safaricom_WIT. And also we share the same on Safaricom platforms on LinkedIn. So make sure you follow those platforms and you'll be notified when you have those events and you can register upfront. Together we rise. So as you rise, let's not leave the girl child behind. Let's also rise with them. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Karen. Okay. Thank you so much, Karen. Niko na airtime ya mwenye atasema, what is the next session? Okay, ngoja, put a pin on that one. Just put a pin on that one. And I ask a question instead. How many have gone to our social media platforms? There's also the JKUAT YouTube page. I see we are live. And tweeted and, said you're part of the launch, the JKUAT Safaricom Innovation Week launch. Is it week or, innovation launch? I have airtime for you. Then, this is every time I see us rising, I smile. Phoebe Okello. Begin, Marco. Thank you so much. And before Nichape Sana, I want to give Francis an opportunity to tell us what does capability building in, because we have talked about, we talked about how you get to learn about Safaricom. So women in technology, innovation, that's what we are doing. How to get to Safaricom. We have had Chris talk about internships, discover training, normal applications. Make one your part here, name CV. Hey, watch it. And I also had someone else saying the email addresses you guys use to apply. What? At CG, maybe you let say at honest, true and so also be as formal as possible. So you had Chris talk about the do's and don'ts, and we're going to have a session where he demystifies what that means. And now I want to talk Francis just 5 minutes, 10 minutes to tell us what capability building is all about. And then I will tell you who gets the jacket.
Is it afternoon already? Is it? So good afternoon, everyone. Yeah. So tuchangamke, and when we do capability development, we start with energizers. Semeni energizers. Siski. So I want us, I think we have had so much since we gathered here in the morning. So capability development starts with the right frame of mind. If your frame of mind is not right, then you will actually forget. And as we do capability development, we also ensure there is retention. So we want you to remember what we have discussed since morning. However, most importantly, there is also the application piece. So you have heard so much. So what are you going to do with that information? So I want us to come up with a mantra right here, and we are going, you have some airtime? Yes, I do. To do it in the most dramatic way. So I think while we are here, we are dreaming, aren't we? We have ambitions, eh? We have ambitions that we want to achieve. We are getting inspired. So I want, on my side, I can actually be a politician. I'll say 3D. I'll say what? I can't hear. Yeah, so when I say 3D, I want you to say dream, dare, do. Because we are here to actually constructively challenge one another. We are at JKUAT because we want to be big career personalities in a few years to come. So when I say 3D, what are we going to say? So I have my judges here. And so I'm just going to say 3D and then utachagua. Aya, sasa sijui hapo sasa shida imeingia. So 3D. Where is the drama? We said it should be as dramatic as possible. So the tiebreaker here is the person who actually gets it. If you just say it the way I'm saying it, then you don't get it. So for me, I'll say 3D. Ako wapi? So actually, I was doing that to just say, demonstration that sometimes we learn so much. And if there is no application, then we miss the point. So that's how we do capability development at Safaricom. Okay? So one more. I want us to just clap once. Just once. No, I'm just getting someone an opportunity to get some airtime. So we are going to clap only? Only? Okay, so get ready. So clap. Again. We said we just want to clap once. Just once. My instructions were very clear, and I'm just showing you. Sometimes we learn so much. However, if you cannot apply what you're learning, you miss it. So let's clap once. Again. Yeah, I knew I'll still get someone. So for that one, we tie no airtime. So I'm going to be very brief. Remember that mantra. Dream, dare, do. Don't just sit there, dream. You have to have the energy to dare, to do, or execute. Now, at Safaricom, how we do capability development, we use an approach we refer to as the 70-20-10 learning approach. So you have joined Safaricom, you do your 3 months probation, you are confirmed. And now you start working with your line manager. The next thing I'll be asking you as I do we do something we call induction or orientation. I'll be asking you, I'm actually an accredited coach with ICF. ICF, that's Institute, ICF, yeah? Coaching, am I forgetting ICF? So ICF, whoever now tells me what the F stands for, I'll tell you. So as a coach, our job is to ask you questions. We ask you questions. So I'll be asking you, what is your one more skill? If you're to become a T-shaped employee, an E-shaped employee, then you need to have your breadth, and then the depth. So you could be here a telecoms engineer. What other skill do you possess that the world is willing to pay you for? So you hear most people worry about job security. When you do some management courses, you'll hear people talking about job security. At Safaricom, we worry about employability security. How marketable are you? So if your job is terminated today, what skill do you possess that the market would be willing to pay for tomorrow, whether on permanent basis, gig economy, how? So when we say we adopt the 70-20-10 learning approach, what we mean is most of the learning actually happens through on-job experiences, by doing. Yes, you're here, you have garnered a first-class honors in your craft. When we give you that assessment in Codility, are you able to demonstrate that craft? Because as Safaricom, it will not be sit there, sit here, let's have a chat. That opportunity will be there. However, you have to actually demonstrate that you can do it. So if you say you are a data engineer, you are a data scientist, then you must be able to demonstrate. Think about a driver who just went to class last week. There is what you do on the table, you are shown the roundabout. And that's mostly what we do in some universities. I know JKUAT is different. So I had aspired to be here. Let me not say much. So I came here at the highest level. So I could not make it to JKUAT for my first degree. I could not, okay. So for the second degree, I had a choice. So I went to a different university. And for the third degree, the highest level, I did it at JKUAT, and I know you are the best. So I am also an alumni of this university. And so you can see Safaricom takes from the best. So 70% is what is it that you can do? Can you demonstrate that craft? Then 20%, when I hear Karen saying we need to join those webinars on Saturdays, you are getting there to meet with, it's a community of practice, it's a community of expertise. It's a collaboration platform. You get subject matter experts there. You get peer buddies there. So it is very important that you develop your capability holistically, that you have the 70, you can actually do it. I had, like, for the people doing big data, cargo.com, you get use cases there, you get to practice, you can actually demonstrate that skill. 20, you get to interact with industry experts like we are doing here. You may have learned so much in the last 2 hours that you have maybe covered about life skills in your last 2-3 years. And then the 10% is actually what we do in class, formal learning. So even as you sit here, as you're pursuing the course that you're pursuing, ask yourself, if today the skill set I have becomes obsolete, what else can actually keep me going? Okay? Yeah? So ICF, did anyone get what it means? So many. Wacha tuangalie watu wa nyuma kidogo leo. Kidogo tu. Simply because our eyes have connected. Just tell us what it means. International Coaching Federation. You had something for him? Yeah. Yeah, so you actually, that's something you can think about outside IT. When you are a coach, you're able to ask powerful questions, the right questions that actually unlock potential in you. Because we are here, we are seated on a lot of potential. How do we get that potential out? Think about a Coca-Cola soda. Have you ever seen, if you try to shake it a bit, or you're just driving it in your car, then you pop it, what happens? It pops out. Is sitting on a lot of potential, and that's all of us. We are seated on a lot of potential. However, when we start such interactions, such engagements, you get to interact with us, and you just find, before you know it, you have your bulb moment. Before you know it, you get to know there are so many other opportunities waiting for you. So I'm already dreaming, because I said I want to dream, I want to dare, I want to do. And I'm already now at Safaricom, no longer at this hall. So when you come there, you had Naisenya. I have Jude, is my student currently in the 3rd cohort of the Safaricom Digital Academy. I have Edna. I think, Edna, you got your promotion after you graduated from the Safaricom Digital Academy. So when you get an opportunity to join Safaricom, one of our employee value propositions we have is we are able to pay for you a whole program. Assume you are in big data. I'm working very closely with Charlotte. You get an opportunity to be enrolled for the most renowned program known as Udacity program for free, Udacity. If you were to pay that from your pocket, it would be very difficult for you. So you join Safaricom, AI, ML, big data team, we enroll you for Udacity. We are asking you in 1 year, we want you to have completed 2 nano degrees. Those are some of the value propositions we have for you. You join Safaricom, confirmed. We just advertise and say, complete these learning paths. And then we just have a simple chat and we enroll you for the Safaricom Digital Academy program. You want to pursue Internet of Things. Those are the skills you are looking for. You want to pursue AI, ML, artificial intelligence and machine learning. You want to pursue data engineering, distinct from data science. We have that for you. You want to pursue software engineering, mobile app and web development. We partner with institutions like Moringa School, the best of the best. You want to pursue something like robotic process automation. You don't necessarily need to have, IT background, not necessarily. Now we are talking about UX, UI design, user experience, user interface. And if you go to the Safaricom portal, recruitment portal, go to the Safaricom page, careers tab, we have something we refer to as evergreen requisitions. So we use some bombastic words, nice names. Evergreen requisition simply means that that job is already there. It's waiting for you. That all you need to do is to apply, then come to us and demonstrate that you have that skill. And so we are saying a journey of 1,000 miles start with only one step. So we are here today. We may not have that skill that you are looking for. You don't have cloud computing. We are saying it's never too late. You can actually, I've seen something labeled Cisco. I know you have partnerships around here with Amazon Web Services. We are saying we are here today. We can actually take this step. You don't have to see the whole staircase. So one of the most difficult things that happen to us, unless maybe we are constructively challenged, is we don't get started. Sometimes we procrastinate. And we are saying you can actually always be more. You can do more if you are constructively challenged. And that's what we are actually doing today as we actually share knowledge. We say knowledge is, information is power. So we are sharing so much information. You guys must come out of this session empowered. And so my last one, as I close, as you study, don't be like me, that I joined JKUAT, the best university at my highest level, of learning. You are already here. So make sure you are applying the 70-20-10 learning approach so that, yes, you can speak theory if you're doing, an oral interview. However, if we put you on Codility and told you just develop a simple program for us, configure this server for us, you can actually do it. Don't focus so much on the theory. Make sure that the practical aspect is there. And then through the very many avenues that Andrew and Chris have spoken about, you find yourself there. Kwa hayo machache, I wish you the best. We are going to connect more. We sharpen one another. And tomorrow we meet and we celebrate. When I meet Joanne, she joined through the Discover program, the graduate management trainee program. We grilled her for a whole day. Yeah, you know, an assessment center, and Chris talked about it. We meet at a hotel. We put you in a group, a round table. It is important I talk about that because tomorrow you'll be coming for the Discover interviews or assessment. So during the first set of interviews, you don't know who is assessing you. You are on a round table. You are 8 of you. You have been given a case study. You are given 40 minutes to study, and then it has some questions at the bottom. Then the timer is on, the ticker, and you are told, discuss those questions at the bottom. And so very quickly, someone says, I'll chair. Can we get a secretary? We are already seeing leadership skills. That's why we are saying you need to be an all-rounder. Not just the technical aspect, you need to be all round. So then you have a discussion for 40 minutes. We are seeing how you are respecting the other person's life skills. And let me tell you, good people, you could be so good technically, but at Safaricom, we hire for attitude. So if you have the wrong mindset, no matter how good you are, because we shall give you so much data. And if you do not, for instance, respect stuff around data privacy, you know, integrity, then you find your caught in the court corridors, which is wrong. And so it is important, you know, that piece, very important.
Integrity, all sides, your attitude, your mindset. So sometimes we actually hire for
attitude, then you will meet the cut. So you sit at the round table, you discuss 40 minutes, and then the assessors were in that room, but you don't know who was looking at you. Then we calibrate and say, or if your assessor gives you a very high score, the rest was still there. They will say, compared to this other or relative to this other person, I think they tie. After that, you're given an individual assessment. You look at a case study, analyze it, synthesize, get into a room, find your assessors there, present to them. You have some questions at the bottom. You present to them. Then they rate you. We have a rating scale. Then from there, you go for the face-to-face interview where you do the normal interview. So you see, unless you have adopted this 70-20-10 learning approach, you may not make it. And that's why, as you learn here, don't just focus so much, start asking yourself, so how else can I apply the learnings I'm learning? In case tomorrow I don't really get a job, we have been talking about gig economy. Do I have an entrepreneurial mindset that I can actually take the first step? I don't have to see the whole staircase and approach that headmaster in that high school in the neighborhood and ask them, can I develop for you an app that would enable pupils or say the students here to buy, you know, their snacks and stuff like that, you know? So you just need to take that first step. But also, you people form a community of practice where you can share ideas, sharpen one another, and before you know it, you will have gone so far. So thank you so much. I wish you all the best. Looking forward to meeting you in the Safaricom corridors, right? Perfect.
Thank you so much, Francis. Before we do, the next exercise, I see Rena is here. I want to award 3 people. So for our social media engagement, so I have at our Petrona. She says, Safaricom in tech, women in tech, dream, dare, do at Safaricom PLC, hashtag Safaricom
Open innovation, soy, Akapi Petrona. Karibu sana, come. Petrona, you walk away with a mug. I also want to give a bag to at Kim_at_HI. Who's that? He says,
Niko na types yangu. Yes, because this is not stream. Let me see. But what you can let me see for what percent.
Yes, daktari. Kwanza nipatie nini? What are some of the topics you guys are looking for? Kwa sababu-
Kwanza wacha niambie now.
Niambie.
Because we were talking with the panel, and there is that idea we have of having and supervising students, co-supervision. So like now, for example, me and Andrew are looking at how we can supervise our students. And Safaricom has them. So the interesting problems that you can solve. So one area that I think I would want you to look at, which I've looked at, is graphs. Graphs in neural networks. In graphs in neural networks. Something like that, based on data or something like that. And those are very important topics. There's a lot that you can investigate.
Let me write that one. That is what I need to write a concept paper because
Sasa, and now we can be able to, you can be able to possible.
Graph-based neural networks.
Yeah, graph-based neural networks. So, like, give you an example. Payments, you already payments.
Yeah.
Where you are looking at the, so these are points that you have plotted, and this is a point.
Yeah.
Then you're looking at this point, where does it belong to? So then you look at it, how far is it from the other group?
Yes.
And then you rate it, how the group that it's closer to, you vote. So majority of the ones, then you give it. So it's KNN. Simple algorithm, very simple. But now you have KNN. Like for example, you can have a topic like saying KNN, KNN space graph, something. Yeah, so something like that.
I mean, let me go and research on this one.
Sasa alafu sasa utafute data yako. Data assume kaida Safaricom na issue data.
Yes.
So yeah, kind of yeah time. Naona unapatia na time. So
yes.
Na
recommended purchases.
Recommended purchases. They have so many things that are buying online.
Yeah.
Even phones, even all those things. So yeah. Hiyo ni kitu yenye hata saa hizi nilikuwa naiandika na nitakuja kuigiza because there's so much that
you don't even have a supervisor.
It's okay. That's actually what I want. You think that I am talking about someone saying we already agree with that stuff, that kind of when a supervisor by industry, na hiyo itakuwa one of the output of the partnership. Yeah.
So for this, when you just have to depend on pharmacy, you now log in as supervisor.
Kwa sababu uko naye uko industry hata anajua time yenye convenience na mimi na
yeah
so that's what yes hiyo kwanza usikae naye sasa
hizi sasa nitakuwa niandike
yeah
give me your email address yours has
lived in hard times to adopt the changing, and still we lived in hard times and we adapt to the changing, and still we do our best to still persevere all these. Then we say that we are optimistic and we take advantage of what comes our way, and that's why we are all here. So we are asked, and we said, and we were talking loyal from the perspective of the job. And this is what he said, that this generation is not willing to learn. And instead, we are not willing to learn, and we are not enthusiastic. So this is what he said. So this generation, you find where you've been employed, and then you find someone who is better than you, a better gig than you, but instead of you learning from them, you want to be better than them. We are not willing to continue with what we found. At some point, we found that this generation, especially the young generation, we find that most of the times that we come to a company where we are first employed, and what happens is that we come there because we want a platform, and maybe we come there because we want salary. And after you find that, and if we find a company that is better than that, maybe you are working for a small company, maybe a baby company, and then a big company like Safaricom offers you a better job and a better salary, we give up on our current job and goes to that we think is better, instead of making the current company to reach where you want it to be. And then we also said we are not settled. We said we are self-driven. We are dream-driven, not money-driven. So we have this question. The skills we use, the skills we get are used to eliminate others instead of creating solutions, and why? So our group had this question. This is the last one. This is the question: why do the companies, for example, Safaricom, while employing, you call for a certain job, then you want a guy maybe good in data science. Do you just select the guy who is good in data science, or do you select the guy who is good in maybe data science, web, and at least average in the rest of the things? Thank you, and that was one presentation.
For taking the leap of faith, but I put it in the shame. I just think that had to be Jude's group. Majina wametupa hapo ya kizungu, haiwezi kuwa ya mtu mwingine.
Okay, good afternoon. My name is Trevor, presenting for Group 2. Our question was the motivation behind innovation, and we can say that the first point is to solve challenges in our immediate environment. Taking the example of M-Pesa. M-Pesa was created to actually solve the challenge of money transfer from one person to the other. Then the second was to networking. Innovation allows you to meet with experts in the field. If you are in data science, you'll meet people in the field of data science that will actually guide you in your journey towards innovation. The third will be emerging trends. Right now, the world is moving towards clean energy, and everyone wants an electric vehicle. So it will be better, because if you follow up on the news, you'll see that climate change has become an issue in the 21st century. There's oil spillage, but how can we mitigate this? Electric vehicles are actually offering a solution, and that's why we are talking about the emerging trends. Then we'll be leverage existing technology. We have electric vehicles, yes, but can we make them better? We have a limited range on the electric vehicles. You need to charge them, and the charge time is 30 minutes. 30 minutes, if you charging a vehicle for 30 minutes, then using for 2 hours, it's not economical at all. But can you make it better? Can we have fast charging that exists on mobile phone to actually move to electric vehicles? The next thing will be simplification. Under simplification, what is being done by humans, can we move them to actually be done by machines? There are tasks that are very dangerous. We are talking about industries, cement manufacturing industries, welding. Can it be done by human beings? You see that something like underwater welding, it's a very dangerous operation. At around 3,000 degrees, you are welding. That's very dangerous for a human being underwater. But if we can actually come up with something to actually perform the operations. Then the last point under that was dream and adventure. If you're dreaming about something, you have to dream, then actually move forward and do it. Then the next question was how to actually move towards the innovations. How would you as an individual achieve that? The first thing would be putting it down on paper. Because as they say, once you put it down on paper, it's half done. So you put it down on paper and set in motion to do whatever you want to do. Second thing will be actually democratization of technology. If you look around, some technologies haven't made it to Africa yet. But if we can open up, if you open up Africa and allow technology, there's no one manufacturing electric vehicles in Africa. Nobody's doing that. But if we can actually set that up and start doing that in Africa, that will be great. Then the last thing was that to split the task into subtasks, because having a huge tasks, I believe that most of us here have actually interacted with system development as a unit. You know that to solve something, you have to split it into tasks, into subtasks, something that we refer to as modularization, modules, each module doing a specific task. That's how we also approach the field of innovation. We split it into tasks, small manageable tasks. Then each task working in collaboration with the others will actually make up the whole system instead of having one huge system. Okay, thank you.
Your name? Trevor. Here you go. But I also want to send you to Janet. She has something she needs to ask you. All right, group 3.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm representing Edna's group. And in the discussion that we had, one of the biggest lessons that we talked about was about being open-minded. And she started by telling her own testimonial of how she started off as a construction clerk. And basically she worked her way up to being in the tech field. And she took the chance, she raised her hand. That was a metaphor that we used in the group, where you raise your hand to opportunities, to being open-minded, to learning. And that's what we talked about. So one of we've talked about lifestyles that students have in terms of learning in university. And one of the main places we get our information is from free courses on Udemy, Coursera, or anywhere on the internet really. YouTube tutorials, ebooks that we download, and most of us, most of the time that we read is during exam time, although we also read throughout the course of the semester. And we discussed that for us, the best time we would like to have these workshops from Safaricom would be on Friday mornings, because weekends, okay, students we have our own things that we're doing. We have a life, basically. And yeah, she also let us in on some of the opportunities in like some of the life hacks in this field, like how she talked to us about Agile, one of the skills they use in Safaricom, that we are going to make ourselves familiar with. And her goal basically is to inspire people who are not in tech yet. And then in our group, I'm sure there was a person I know who did not start off with tech and has become inspired from the stories we've had. So yeah. Yes, that's it. Thank you.
Janet, go and see Janet. All right. But you guys have a live one. Very tough. All right, T for tough. Group 4.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Faith. I will be talking in place of Group 4. So our topic was what do we think, feel, and are we doing about innovation? So from my team members, we actually came up with the following. Most of us think that innovation is about solving problems. We also think that innovation is something we want to explore. We find it challenging and we'd like to try it. We also know that innovation is within our reach. We know that innovation is finding the gaps within our day-to-day activities, finding problems and coming up with the solutions about whatever problem we got. So we feel that innovation is something that actually requires courage, because without courage, you will not implement your ideas, you will not take any further step to actually realize your idea. About innovation being within our reach, we feel that all of us can actually get an idea to work on within the normal day-to-day activities that we do. And so what are we doing about innovation? We discussed and decided that innovation is about whatever idea you come up with, you have to make sure that you do enough research and being very knowledgeable about the topic or whatever you're actually doing. Innovation also means that you have to get finances, you have to, as it was said earlier, you have to have partners to get money and make your idea go somewhere else. Innovation is about getting skills. Sometimes you want to do something, but you really don't have the skills. So it actually creates an avenue for us to get these skills that we want to do. Yes, innovation is, we think that right now we're supposed to think differently so that we can tackle all these ideas we have. That is what we came up with. Thank you.
Group 5.
Good afternoon. Okay, I will take you briefly through what we discussed in Group 5. My name is Kedok. The first thing that we were discussing, we were asked, what do you think about the future? And this is what we came up with. Some of us felt that they are optimistic about the future, and not just about the future, but the future of their countries. Knowing that JKUAT is not only occupied by Kenyans, we have international students around here. And those international students, some of them come from countries where technology is still far from their mind or from what they have. The second thing, some of us felt that they are so much intimidated by the future, because when they think about the future, they feel that they have not done enough to tackle that future that they are going to face. Thirdly, we also discussed that this technology that we are talking about, or the future, has technology in it which has brought a lot of freedom. And that freedom can only be found from the internet, where you can do something apart from what you're doing in school, which can also earn you a better future tomorrow. The fourth one, some of us felt that they are very anxious about the future. And they think about the future and they don't know what the future will give them. The fifth one, someone said that he or she has some mixed feelings about the future, because if we just look about the future with the technology that we are in now, he's seeing a technology that will one day bring opportunities, and the same technology will bring a lot of harms. Let's make it something that happened some few days ago between Russia and Ukraine. If you just think about it, it is just the same technology that brought those opportunities, and now the same technology is being misused to end the lives of other people. Then the other one that we also discuss about is how technology is evolving. Initially, as Africans, we usually have a lot of community work together, or we are so social. But since technology has come in, the future that we are heading to, I don't know how will it be. Because as we speak now, you will get in the same house where before we usually have the prayers time, but now it is not there. Everyone is just busy on his or her phone, then you just go and sleep at your own time. So that's the future we are heading to. If it is there at this time, what about the grandchildren? What will they be doing? And then the last one that we also discussed is that the future that we are heading to is very unpredictable. That it is very hard for us to predict what will happen tomorrow. And that's the reason why big companies like Safaricom, they are really concerned about the big data so that they know what to do next. But if you just think about it at a personal level, you might not be able to find the possible answers on what will happen tomorrow or in the future times. Thank you very much.
So thank you so much for indulging us with the breakout sessions. Nilisikia watu walikuwa wanapeana heart to heart, walikuwa wanapeana testimony. Ati si lazima uanze in tech, but you can end up there. Hallelujah. Okay, I also said top talent to be identified. I have received one person. Sijaambiwa jina yake, lakini nimeambiwa amevaa yellow hoodie. Here you go, top talent. All right. Right, we want to wind up. So right about now, I want Jude come and just give a closing remark with regards to the breakout session. Please use words we can demystify.
Okay. Comrades, hi. Much should I say comrades power? Comrades power. You don't sound powerful. Okay, so my name is Jude, also from Safaricom. I'm very happy to have this discussion with you. We've had a very hearty and very lengthy discussion with Group 1. Somebody is even asking how many questions was my group because the person who presented sort of portrayed that like we had so many questions to answer. But it's because the discussion was quite intriguing. A lot of things came up. One of the things that came up, of course, was people don't understand what the T-shaped employee mean. Somebody said it could mean you just employ average people, somebody who is average in 10 things. I was given an example that China, they're good or they're where they are because they have people who are just skilled in one particular area. Kama ni developer, yeye tu ni developer. Kama ni security, yeye tu ni security. Okay? But then, for some reason, somebody got the impression that as Safaricom or maybe in Kenya, we are looking for people who are average. If say you're looking for a developer, you're looking for someone who's average in Java, average in Golang, average in Python, average in security. Then the other person who is just, so good in just Java only, so depth in Java only, misses out on opportunity. I don't think that is really the whole point of T-shape, and I believe Francis tried to explain. But you must also have that depth. It is T, and the reason why it's T is because you appreciate a bit of these other things, but there's that core skill that you have. So the discussions were quite interesting. We've got to know so much about the kind of people we are dealing with here, the young people, what makes them tick, what they do, how do they view themselves. These are people that, for some reason, of course, we know why, they're not loyal. They can move from one place to the other. Opportunities are so many for us. There's Safaricom, there's Microsoft, there's Google, there's Facebook, there's Europe, there's Africa, there's North America. You can go wherever you want to go. And the fact that now we have internet, you can work from all over the place. I think that has made this group a uniquely differentiated group in terms of the workforce. And I think Francis and Naisena mentioned this. So I'm very happy. People mention a lot about their aspirations. They want to change the world. They are inspired by maybe the tech leaders. Elon Musk's name kept on coming up. The things that maybe inspire young people. So at Safaricom Moscow, we have things that we do that we would want to help and inspire young people. We have Innovation Week. We have hackathons. So maybe mine is to just emphasize on the hackathon bit. We have a lot coming up on the hackathon front. And maybe the first one is next month, which is March, starting 14th to 18th. So those who have ideas, so this one we are going to be focusing mainly on fintech, that is financial technology, M-Pesa, and anything that is around financial services and M-Pesa, basically. So if you have ideas, my call to action for you is reach out to your faculty members or faculty leaders, your lecturers, your head of department, bring those ideas to them. Of course, we'll reach out to them, and then we can get those ideas and see how we can create value together. Because one of the things that came out during the discussion is that these are people who are purpose-driven. They want to create the next future for Kenya, for Africa, for the world. So this is an opportunity for you. Reach out to your faculty members, submit those ideas, and then we can see. This is an opportunity for you to make the world a better place. Thank you, Joanne.
So now, as we bring the discussion to a close, I would like to invite Rufus to just give a few remarks, and then we'll have our vote of thanks.
Thank you, everyone. Am I audible? I'm so happy to be here. So, as you might all know, I'm an JKUAT alumni. So, I cleared in the year 2006, 2007 timeframe. So, I'm so happy to come back and to talk to you and to mentor, the young and upcoming engineers. So very happy. So maybe just to start off is that something I've even recognized is that things are looking up in JKUAT. During our time, we used to have our lab at ICSIT. I don't know if it's still available. Is it still? Yeah. SSIT? Yeah. It's still there? Yeah. So I remember we were taught by Dr. Gaderi, numerical analysis. And then also there was also Dr. Waweru, Professor Waweru, also took us through a bit of, was it numerical or something else? Simulation modeling, yes. So I'm also someone who went through that kind of mathematical training. So I'm happy to see most of you also mathematicians. So I don't know, any of you who know about the Fourier analysis series? Is it on Netflix? Have you watched it? Anyone who knows about it? Hey, what are you guys learning these days? What are you guys learning these days? I'm at CBC. Okay, so Fourier analysis is not on Netflix. It's just one of those numerical analysis you can use. Actually, its application is even in data science. So you see there's an intersect between the mathematics that you're learning and also the data science that you're using. All these algorithms that you're using even for customer behavioral analysis, checking our customer, patterns and trends. All this is all behind the scenes. We have mathematical models that you're using. So anyone who heard about Euler? Euler. The Euler series. Who can explain about Euler? EULER in numerical analysis. There'll be gifts, but you want to do like here. There's a guy here. Where? Someone who can explain.
The only thing I know about Euler, most probably he's a mathematician, most renowned. The most thing that you know about him is the number E. It's the natural number used to get him. It's very common, it appears almost everywhere in analysis. Very common.
Joan, I think you should even give him 2. Very good. And we need to get your details. Rungekuta. Anyone heard about Rungekuta in their training? I'm sure some of you have gone through this kind of numerical analysis training. Rungekuta, I want to give you a gift, a big gift. Or you're all learning about microservices and coding and, and DevOps. Okay, but good stuff. So my role at Safaricom, I'm the lead enterprise architect at Safaricom. So I lead the team that is involved in enterprise architecture. So you might wonder, what is this enterprise architecture? Enterprise architecture, if I can just break it down for you very simply, it's just similar to the architect who would design probably this building. But now think about it in the world of technology. So how do I probably come up with this bill of materials that will be used to build some software technology? How do I ensure that I future-proof Safaricom? How do I ensure that I look at our current capabilities and also mature Safaricom in line with its vision to become a telco by 2025? So it's an interesting role. It has lots of vagaries. It has, you have to do a lot of, learning and also discovery. Yeah, so it's quite an interesting role, and really, we are also looking for very good people to join and expand our team. So many years ago, I was in JKUAT as a very shy boy, like some of you are very shy. Yeah, and there's even this song which goes like by Sauti Sol. I'm sure you've heard about it. Kuna rumba ya Juja. Yeah, yeah, but I've seen things have really improved. But then, seeing a lady, it was almost like a statistical improbability. So things have improved. Kudos to the administration. So I think I'm like about 1 more minute just to wrap up. So basically, we're looking out to partner with many of you. You're the new breed of, the Elon Musk, the Bill Gates of this world. I believe, like in Kenya, the Center of Innovation and Research and Development should actually be in JKUAT. And we've seen, so many very good students. In Safaricom, we usually call them the A students who come from Juja boys, JKUAT, sorry for that. And at our team, we are looking at, future-proofing the whole organization. We are looking at being the engine of disruption to the organization. So key skills will include leveraging cloud. We have a cloud-first approach to all of the applications that we are rolling out, the M-Pesa apps, Safaricom apps. All these are all supposed to be cloud native. And this is somewhere that you can actually even focus on, ensuring that you learned about how to use cloud. I'm told that the lab these days even have iMacs, MacBooks. You guys are doing well. These guys used to have Pentium 2. Pentium 2, it was 128 megahertz speed. Actually, my phone is faster than that. The processor is like 3 gigahertz. We used to have 128 megahertz, and it used to be how many? Was it 128 MB? 40. Yeah, 128 megahertz and 128 MB RAM. And the speed was like 64 kbps connection to the whole of ICSIT. So you can imagine when you're doing your assignments, you're trying to research, loading the Google page would take you almost 5 minutes. This way. 5 minutes, and then it times out, gives you an error for and then you have to try again. So I think for you guys, you're really privileged. Make use of the resources that you have in the right way. Not for the heisting that you are, some of you are doing. Just make use of it, learn about these cloud technologies, try out prototypes. And of course, here we're looking to partner together. We can work together to come up with the next M-Pesa, the next Alipay, the next autonomous vehicle. I mean, why should we rely on Elon Musk developing the ML algorithms? Why don't we try it out here? We have space here. We can try out all these algorithms. We can research and patent something that we can use for Kenyan-made autonomous vehicles. So there's lots of opportunities, and as we said, and even George said earlier on, we are beginning this journey of partnership, and we are looking to have this very close synergy together with JKUAT. So in George's words, a journey, if you want to go quickly, you go alone. If you want to go further, you have to go together with someone. So thank you. Well, you have a question?
I wanted to talk about the
I asked a question about the internet.
I saw you Googling. Okay, I'll give you a chance. Our head of big data talked about such a product. So this product is basically the one that is used to recognize our customers and also in terms of loyalty. And it looks at the spend patterns and their habits, and based on that, you get a reward. What's the name of that service? So our head of big data. Someone has an answer.
No, wait.
Yes.
So good stuff, you're listening. So Santini Sana, thank you.
Tukuulize tu swali moja. Graduate na course gani?
Computer science.
Computer science. Okay. So kuna watu tulidanganywa. All right. So now we are closing, and at this point, I'd like to invite Madam Rosemary for the vote of thanks. And then I will tell you who walks away with what is left on my table. Good afternoon. It's left on the table on the last one. That should be my merchandise, right? But just kidding. So happy to have all of you here today. Asanteni sana for being very sentimental and also for just sharing deeply with us your dreams, your aspirations, and why this is here is because you're the cradle of innovation for the future. All of you right here. So as I close and give my vote of thanks, I'll say keep dreaming and believing, because that's what you do and that's what's going to build the future of technology, not just for Kenya, but for Africa. So asante sana to the faculty. We're very grateful that you given us this opportunity to meet the students, to speak. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for all of you who've been amazing today, for giving us your ears, your minds, and your hearts. We're very grateful and we look forward to walking a very long journey together. To our colleagues from Safaricom, thank you so much. You've made this happen, and to many more. And everybody else who's been here supporting, we're very, very grateful. So thank you very much and enjoy your Friday. And yes, I know that people have a life, we're sorry. We're about to give you back your life. Yeah, so have a fantastic time and great to know all of you.
Thank you. At this point, we'd like to have the chair of the department.
First of all, let me zip up so that they don't take it, so that they don't say that I don't know how to put it on. So I'm very excited. I have heard what the last speaker has talked about. I think we were here as students around the same time, because Rungakuta we covered with Gaderi, I believe that is on Fourier series and all that. And I'm happy. That was a time when getting ready on the road was a real history. If there was a hug, we would queue to get a hug from But I'm happy that this has changed. And let me tell you something. If I was a student, I just took the chairmanship of the department 2 months ago. But I can tell you one thing for sure. If I was a student in where you are seated now, I would be very proud of the potential and the future, the way it looks like in this space. I would be very proud of that. Reason being, these guys, my thinking is that you are going to be the creators and owners of products that are coming up. This is a space, this is what the world is asking for. You have an idea, you have an opportunity to explore it and everything. And that's what Safaricom has done to us. That ignition, please, that there is an opportunity for all of us to be what we can dream of. So you dream, you dare, and you do. Very nice message. So I'm very excited for the guys from Safaricom. In fact, I want us to clap for them. Can we stand up? Thank you so much, Andrew and your team. Thank you so much for being agile. Being agile. There are so many things that we have agreed in terms of what we can do to support you, in terms of ideas that you have. You can bring them on board and we'll have a way. We'll create a way in which we can receive them, ideas that students have, incubation ideas and all those kind of things. Research projects that we can work with. Actually, just to tell you, this is my student and that's also my student. So I have opportunity for us to be able to supervise students in research. I've also talked to the person working with big data and it's interesting. I can tell you it is interesting. It's a space that we need to explore. So I'm also very grateful to you, the students. Thank you so much for coming. I said, I met somebody on the road and I told him, he told me that he's going to first of all check the girlfriend. I told him, no, the student needs you than the girlfriend. So, and he just entered the room and I was very excited to see him here seated in our midst. So thank
So thank you, Safaricom team, headed by Janet. Janet has not spoken. We discussed this. We have actualized it. Thank you very much for giving JKUAT a chance. The value of an idea is in using it. Safaricom has given us a platform. Comrades, can we take advantage and maximize on our potential? Is that a good request? Thank you.
Those very many and very few remarks. Thank you so much for joining us. Looking forward to seeing you in our webinar session. And yes, group photo for those of us who, are feeling. Yes. Okay. So the photographer atatupanga, so we want a group photo with you guys. So tuambie tufanye aje.
1 minute and quick photo session.
Comrades, photo.